Hello everyone, welcome to The Lit Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Fee. For my currently reading February 2023 video, I wanted to also be currently writing. I am very excited. I have been writing and revising a story inspired by the works of Henry James. It did impact my reading though. I wanted to quickly, end of January, beginning of February, push through a bunch of works by Henry James because I was familiar with the idea of them, but I wanted to make sure I really had them down. So my reading at the beginning of the month has included several novels by the classic American writer who moved to Europe, became what you would call an American British citizen. A lot of his works are fish out of water stories, Americans who go to Europe and have trouble figuring out the culture and adapting. There's a lot of romance in the stories as well. It's usually young Americans who are looking at potentially getting married. Interesting stories, actually. The American, Portrait of a Lady, Wings of a Dove, The Spoils of Poynton. Really good literature. But there is an anthology that has a call for submissions due this month. If you are on AuthorTube or BookTube, if you feel like you are part of the community in any way, I encourage you. I'll put the website down below. This is being put together by Pae from Attention and Holly Rhiannon from Holly Rhiannon. They are the mighty Canadian duo who are forming the Stygian Society. As far as I can tell, your story just needs to somehow at least loosely connect with the Stygian theme. Maybe something that has to do with death, the underworld, the river Styx, the idea of maybe something dark in your story. But I think they're accepting pretty much any genre. They might be accepting poetry in addition to short stories. You can email them, contact them. Like I said, I'll put the link down below. I believe it's due February 28th. It's a short month, so you would need to get it done quickly and get it into them. I've been working on my story. I have taken a character who was not the star of the show from my Son of a Horror anthology, and I have put him as the main character in the story. It's a lot of fun to do that, to take a side character and let that character take more of a lead in what's going on. But in doing so, I've actually discovered I enjoy writing this character. Let's go ahead and move on. Additionally, in my writing, I think I've got a pretty good shot at what's going to be announced next week, the Half Human anthology. Join me next week. I will be revealing the amazing authors from BookTube, AuthorTube, who will be a part of the fantasy anthology Half Human Heroes. And I've got my fingers crossed that I may in fact be one of those authors. Should be pretty neat to see. Let's just hope I don't reject myself, which I suppose could happen. For my reading this month, in addition to those works by Henry James, which are taking up for my Genre Wars TBR, my classic literature spots, and my wild spots, I went ahead and filled up all my wild spots for the month right at the beginning of the month. Now I'm looking at what else that I am reading. I went ahead and read a horror story because I got a free copy from NetGalley as an ebook, which I always appreciate, and it's being published on February 7th. So I was like, oh, I need to go ahead and take care of that. That story is called Our Share of Night. It's by Mariana Enriquez. It is actually a translated book, originally written in Spanish. I've got the English version. I really enjoyed it as a horror story. The father-son connection at the beginning. It's very dark. There's something mysterious going on. It does a really nice job of building up suspense, but I won't give you spoilers past that. If you like that kind of horror, I recommend it. It'll be interesting to see how it does in our Genre Wars book battle at the end of the month. I'm really torn on some of my monthly reading though, because there's so much that I want to read and there's only so much time to read. I think for general fiction this month, I am continuing Larry McMurtry's series for The Last Picture Show. I've got the first 3 books finished there, and book 4 is shorter. It is so much thinner than books 1 through 3 were. Though it was really funny. As I have been writing this new short story, I could feel how much Larry McMurtry has influenced my writing, because it is a coming-of-age story. I've tried to mix in humorous dialogue, and I can feel the Larry McMurtry inspiration seeping in. For fantasy this month, I really desperately want to read more John Gwynne books. I love John Gwynne's latest series, but I've not read his older books, so I need to go back and read them. If I don't read those, then I might choose something shorter. I still need to finish the Appendix N anthology. It's a fantasy anthology that I've just been glancing through little by little for time. For mystery, thriller, and crime, should be Agatha Christie books, continuing the Tommy and Tuppence series. I've taken care of books 1 and 2. I want to get through 3, 4, and eventually 5 to finish up that series. In horror, I might also get to the Juan Valencia book, Plagued by Visions, Poking Holes. I was happy when I looked at the table of contents. I remember glancing at the table of contents and thinking, oh, these are shorter stories. I can just take them in a little bit at a time. So maybe I'll start it this month. I might not finish it, but hopefully get through at least some of it. For science fiction this month, who knows what I'm going to get to? I have a lot of great science fiction in audiobook form, so that may be one of those things where when I come home at the end of my work days or maybe on the weekends, I just see what kind of mood I'm in, what kind of science fiction I want to check out that day. And for nonfiction, I have been looking through some books that I've had for a long time that, I just glanced through, but it would be nice to actually finish reading them. Books about revision and self-editing, and books about creating character arcs. It's useful as a writer for me to be looking through. That is more than enough, I think, to read for this month. Thank you for dropping by. As always, I appreciate community interaction, comments down below, not just clicking the like button, but telling me your thoughts, telling me how you're doing, letting me know if you have recommendations for writing and for reading. Every day is a good day for a book talk. Peace.